Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video. So Modern Horizons 3 have been out for a little bit, and I am going to be playing another non-Doomsday deck this week. Don't worry, I'll be back playing Doomsday soon enough, but for now I really wanted to play with this card, Phyrexian Dreadnought. This is one of my sort of guilty pleasure cards that I just really would like to eventually find a deck that it's really good in, but secretly I fear it'll never really happen. But Extortion linked a list very close to this one that he trophied with, and I've seen some other people gather up trophies, and then I played a couple of leagues, and it was super fun. It is kind of like the anti-Doomsday deck, and my friends, I do apologize. I know I am uh, I am not being a good boy here, but we have Dress Down, we have Stifle. I've added a Torpor Orb as well, so we have like just this is a nightmare matchup for Doomsday. But let's not focus on that for the time being. Just in case you are not familiar, this was a jokey card that Wizards printed like way back in Mirage. And the joke was, oh, we can make a 1 mana 12/12, ha ha ha. But then, when it enters the battlefield, you have to sacrifice creatures with power equal to 12 or greater. Basically, meaning you have to sacrifice this. But of course, people found a way to abuse it, and that was initially with the card Stifle and another card called Vision Charm. Yeah, you see Vision Charm here. So initially, that was I think the first kind of, but probably back and extended, like a Dreadnought deck. I think it also played Illusionary Mask, which I don't think I have in my collection, but is a really wordy artifact from Alpha. Anyways, the problem with Phyrexian Dreadnought is that with Stifle and Vision Charm, if they just let you spend the extra card to resolve Dreadnought and then remove the Dreadnought, you've 2-for-1 yourself, which is not ideal. But Dress Down really changed up the game a bit. So Dress Down is sort of an enabler that cycles, or like draws a card when cantrips rather when it comes into play. So if they remove a Dreadnought, you've just gone 1-for-1. But this deck has gotten some new additions, and one of them is Nulldrifter. Uh, really exciting card that draws you 2 cards when you cast it. So it's not on resolution, so it doesn't care about dress down, torpor orb. It's when you cast, and also if you happen to have a torpor orb or dress down in play, you can evoke this, and then it stays around, and it's a pretty powerful threat that annihilates 1 on each attack, and it flies 4/4, all that good stuff. And of course, we have the Psychic Frog. This seems to bode pretty ominously for the format, at least according to some people whose opinions I trust. That we'll see. I don't know, but this is a very good card, just on spec or at rate. Okay, so this is a tempo deck. I've chosen to go Dimir here to be able to play the Frog and Bowmasters, and some black cards out of the sideboard. We'll get to those in a bit. I've seen, or there have been for a while, either a Saurius or Bant version of this deck that plays Doorkeeper Thrall. But I think, that is a very powerful card. You get access to white removal. That's also very good. But I do think keeping it Dimir is worth it in terms of like having a more stable mana base. And I think we can manage without the Thrall, to be honest. I did add a Torpor Orb because I do feel like, and I cut a Stifle because I think in the league matches I've played so far, like the Dreadnought Stifle thing has been the least exciting part of the deck. Um, I think Dreadnought increases in value with an extra sort of dress down ish card that just sticks around, and it also makes the Nulldrifter better, I think. Okay, so for the sideboard, just trying to cover my bases here. We have 3 Force of Negation. We should be really well set up against a lot of combo, but the Turbo Necro deck, I think we want more force effects. A couple of null rods for the Mox Opal type decks, artifact land type decks, and I think like this deck's biggest weakness in the popular like amongst the group of popular decks is this like in the Swords to Plowshare matchups, or just like Swords to Plowshares in general is a pretty is an annoying place to be at, like fighting those kinds of decks. They have tons of removal. We don't want our creatures removed, basically. And white removal is the best removal. And so I decided to add 3 copies of Turok Dread Cantor to my sideboard to fight against sort of control decks. 3 might be pushing it. Maybe 2 is the correct number, but I'm gonna try with 3. We have some Graveyard Hate and a couple of Blue Blasts. Okay, I think that's enough talk. Let's jump into a league. So we're on the draw for round number 1 with a pretty suspicious looking hand. Not sure this is good enough. The Nulldrifters don't come online till turn 3. I think I'm going to mulligan this. Another double Nulldrifter hand, but no blue card to pitch to force. But I think I am going to keep this one. And I probably... I probably bottom one of the Nulldrifters. Yeah. Meanwhile, opponent kept 7. We're up against an Eldrazi deck. Happy about my 2 Wastelands here. I think I am just going to fire it off on this Eye of Ugin. It's a pretty scary card. Opponent's turn 2 is an Eldrazi Temple. Not sure about that one. Oh, we just keep drawing lands. This is terrible. I think I do Wasteland again. Pass the turn. Opponent has an Ancient Tomb. Okay. So our Wasteland endeavor has ended. And I draw a 3rd consecutive land and get to feel hard done by. Well, yeah, like would have loved to draw something to pair with, like a blue card to pair with my Force of Will there, but couldn't do it. Meanwhile, opponent has a Vexing Bauble, so my Force of Will no longer works. Okay. Doesn't matter. Don't have a blue card anyways. Let's get an Undercity Sewers here. And get a Sweet Surveil. Actually, another land. Jeez. Okay. A Brainstorm. How about a Brainstorm? Okay, I'll take a Dress Down. So, Dress Down into Nulldrifter seems like a pretty sweet deal. Gonna have to remember the baubles in play. My force doesn't work. I hope I don't have to fire off the Dress Down prematurely here. Like if they go Thought-Knot Seer, for instance, would I want to maybe Dress Down in response to that? Okay, well, they have a lot of mana now, in spite of my big attempts to waste them out of the game. It's 4 mana. Sowing. Oh, this is the kicker land. So they just get to exile my land here. Yeah. And then they also get to search for a land and put it into play. Well, my my hand and my strategy to start wastelanding just lined up incredibly poorly versus them. I guess I'll fire in this Orcish Bowmasters. You can wasteland me in response. A second Dress Down, not what we wanted, but let's see here. If they're out of good cards, then maybe we can pivot this, but yeah, I've played against this before. It's a pretty awesome card. If they have one more of these, gosh, they do. Okay. Well, this says when you play a land. Okay, Eye of Ugin. So we're about to be in big trouble. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to hope for here. Maybe a Wasteland for the eye would be my best draw. No such luck. Can't even attack here. So what they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana to pump into the eye. So it's not quite 7, but I'm sure they'll get there. A Reality Smasher, jeez. Okay, so I can chump these two. I take 5. I go to 11. Then what? Then I untap and cast a Nulldrifter. And yeah, I think that's probably where we have to be at. I could chump one of these, but I think I just chump both. I drop to 11 next turn. Well, I guess I'll be at... I think I'll probably be dead though, right? Because... Oh no, wait. I only need to fetch one of these because of the Yavimaya. Clutch. Okay, I'm fetching basic island off of this. Yeah, I thought I was going to be dead to my fetch land activations plus their attacks. But we shall see. Maybe not. Also, I think if I like pick up a 12/12 here, that might be good enough. I don't know. Brainstorm may be good later, but it's not what we want right now. Neither is Days. I could try and brainstorm into Dreadnoughts here, but yeah, probably just go for the Nulldrifter, and then I'll be at 2, which is not great. Once they attack me, but let's see. Okay, it's not amazing. Not a lot of useful cards there. So I think they missed their land drop last turn. Okay, here come the attacks. And I will block this. I'll take 8. I'll be at 2. Then I'll need some kind of magic next turn. No, get out of here. You have one more? Ooh. In a cavern. Well, I'm not countering anything anyways. World Breaker. What's this do? They get to exile my land. Yeah, okay. I don't know that I can win now because even if I draw like a Dreadnought here, which I do, they still have lethal attacks. So what's my plan here? What if I fetch, brainstorm, hit a land and another dread? Oh, what am I talking about? I don't even have a dress down here. Aha. I for some reason thought I had like Torpor Orb effect in play. Okay. Let's concede. And go into the sideboard. Not sure I have a lot for this matchup. I think probably the Wasteland plan is not... It can be good, but yeah, they just had all the lands. Wow, I don't think I really have anything that I like here in my sideboard. They have the orb, but Nullrod doesn't really do anything there except stop it from cantripping, which it's not going to do. Anyways, I don't know. Is there anything in my sideboard that actually has text here? Like, force of negation against what? Like the orb? I don't think so. Bowmaster seems really bad though. Would having like a Dothy just be better than having a Bowmaster? I think so. Like, they're an Ancient Tomb deck. They could like get into a situation where like just bolting them every turn is good enough. I guess that the ooze thing, the green creature is a 4-drop, so we could fatal push it. But if If it's down, it's already done, like, done damage. I wonder if Turok is preferable to Bowmasters. Getting to 4 mana against the Wasteland deck is also a little bit of a tall order. They're not really drawing cards, though. I don't know. I think I'm going to try Turok here, and yeah, I don't know. I guess I should have built the deck, the sideboard with that deck in mind, seeing as it's one of the new sort of hot decks that people are trying out these days. Um, Torpor Orb is not amazing here because like their cards trigger on casts. I am going to keep this. It's very sort of speculative, but at least I can fetch Basic Island and like Ponder. They've mulliganed to 6. I think I have to Force of Will a Bauble, just because it invalidates so much of like many of my cards. Okay, let's get Basic Island. Just love to see. Yeah, I'll take these. I think I like all of these. I'm gonna take the Daze. I'm gonna Daze a turn 1 Bauble if that's the situation. It that heralds the end colorless spells you cast, 7 mana value or greater, cost 1 less to cast. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. I don't know. Is this the Daze target? I think so. I mean, I think there are cards I would rather Daze than this. Oh, they have a Spirit Guide. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna force it. Okay, I don't think I can really do a lot else than Ponder here. I think I'm gonna shuffle these. Yeah, the Wasteland might have been good at some point, but it might also not. So who knows? Like, it certainly wasn't last game, and I don't think like getting 2 more lands was what I wanted. Vexing Bauble. Yeah, I guess I force this. I'm gonna pitch this Stifle. Thought-Knot Seer. Gross. Okay. Wow, I'm just getting run over here. I wonder what you take here. Probably the Orb, right? Because it's 2 Brainstorms. So this is a 5/5 because of this little thing. Yeah, I totally regret not forcing this because my force would have been gone. We could just let the Bauble resolve. Okay, they did end up taking one of the Brainstorms. I draw land. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put Dress down on the bottom. Or am I? Like, if they have another Thought-Knot Seer. I don't know. Let's make it so it's Dress down and Dreadnought, and we'll play a land, and then next turn, if nothing else happens, we'll play Torpor Orb into Dreadnought. We can start off by taking 7. Just love it if they pass here. Pretty please. No chance. What's this? Kicker. They've not kicked it. When you cast a spell, if it was kicked, if it was kicked, but they didn't kick it, right? No. So this is just a 2/2. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. Also, I'll be at 7. Excuse me. And let's fetch, I guess, Underground Sea. We'll play the Torpor Orb. Play a Dreadnought. Pray that they can't remove it. And if they can't remove it, I don't think they have a good attack here. They just serve with everything. Okay, I'm gonna block the Thought-Knots here and draw a card here. I draw Nulldrifter, that's pretty exciting, but I am at 2, so we can't do anything with it quite yet. Oof, saucy. So I think I will attack here. Attacking means they can't tap their Ancient Tomb. And I'll play this. And I will... How does this work? Cost 2 less to cast, but this still needs a colorless mana. Both of these do. Yeah, I guess I will Petty Theft the one that makes other spells cheap. Alright. Can we get a win? Okay. Showed us a forest and conceded. Alright. Torpor Orb coming in clutch there. Also, my opponent stumbling on mana. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Fatal Push is better than Turok Dread Cantor. At least on the draw. Also, like, Bowmasters, maybe... I've not seen those smaller creatures from them before. I don't know. Yeah, let's try this. I feel like I need to get lucky here in game 3. I need my opponent to, like, mulligan a lot, or for my deck to run really hot. This hand I like, but we need to not, like, get Thought-Knot Seared, basically. And let's see if our opponent keeps 7. They do. Gross. I'm not sure I'm beating this deck on the draw when they're on 7, but let's see. Ancient Tomb. Okay, It That Heralds. Now, ugh, gosh, I don't know. Am I supposed to Wasteland here or just... So basically, if I go for... I think I'm gonna try and go for the, like, dress down into Dreadnought. If they Thought-Knot Seer here, I could Daze... Oh, they have Wasteland. Another It That Heralds, okay. It That Herald Ramesses. But now I can't do my thing because of the Wasteland. Oh, now I can. Lucky me. Okay. But now they get to untap and just play something huge because of the discount. Bauble, sure. I wasn't doing anything at 0 anyways. I guess I have the days, but I mean, I really don't want to set myself back on lands. I go to 11 here, which is kind of rough. Okay, they have nothing to follow it up with. And they missed their land drop. That's pretty big. Okay, let's like, if I can, like, if there's another Dreadnought in my top 2 cards, that would be so sick. I'd also take another dress down, to be honest. Okay, Ponder is also not terrible. I will cast Ponder here, I think. But there's also a world where I just Wasteland them, cast my Dreadnought, but then I'm probably pondering anyways. So yeah, let's just ponder. But, like, if I find a second Dreadnought, then I really have to choose between like Wastelanding or putting in 2 Dreadnoughts. I didn't, though. I'm going to shuffle these. Okay. Let's play out a Dreadnought. And let's Wasteland here. They're drawing a card. Okay. Taking 2 to do that. Alright, I pass. Now my Force of Will is back on. Wow, that was pretty good. I went from feeling completely shit to feeling pretty good. 2 Wastelands, yeah. Not looking good for the opponent. And we find another dress down. Hamana, Hamana. I'm gonna start with an attack here. Oh, they just take it. What kills me here? I think I wasteland one of their wastelands, and then just pass with Force and Daze and Dress Down. Yeah. All right, cool. Off to a winning start. I'm really glad the the Dreadnought part of the deck kind of pulled its weight here. All right, off to round number 2. All right, hey, it's Tubo, my dear old legacy friend from Copenhagen. 2 is a great legacy player and has been doing a lot of work for the what's the name of it? The legacy, the European Legacy Masters, right? That's it. And here he is in the queue. 2 usually plays blue decks, like blue tempo decks, so this will be interesting. Yikes. We're on the play. I can't keep this, unfortunately. Yeah, we can keep this. And what is the cut or the mulligan decision here? So, well, I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna be cutting. It's probably Nulldrifter, but it's also like that's a pretty sweet card, and I think threats might be a thing here. But no, I am gonna bottom the Nulldrifter. We have a Stifle. All right, Tua likes his 7, and I think I'm gonna lead on Underground Sea. I think 2 probably expects me to be on Doomsday, but we'll see. All right. Oh, it's an Underground Sea mirror. There was Ponder. Yeah. Not getting a fetch land we can stifle here or a wasteland kind of means we don't get paid off with our turn 1 play. We could have pondered instead. And now the question is, oh, there's a Grief. Yeah, I guess Grief resolves. Grief pitching Psychic Frog. So what's the take here? We could stifle the discards part of Grief, but I'm not inclined to do that. I think Stifle might like do something here. Okay, 2 takes Ponder. Brazen Borrower. I guess I'm gonna just play fetch land and say go. Entomb, huh? Well, yeah, I mean, I can't really do anything, so there's no need for goatee scratching or any other sort of delaying. Entomb resolves. And there is Archon. Reanimate, huh? So is this all one trigger? When it enters, a lot of things happen. So yeah, I'm gonna stifle the ETB trigger. That will sort of not draw to a card, and I won't lose life. And then I'm gonna bounce the Archon on my turn. Actually, hang on. Nope. Okay, yeah, I want to get my surveil on. Undercity Sewers. Wasteland. Wasteland might be good. It might also just not do anything. I'm going to take the Wasteland, actually. I'm going to Wasteland the Underground Sea, and then I'm going to Petty Theft. And hope 2 doesn't have a force. Okay, no force. Okay, let's see if this Wasteland end up hurting or not. If this is a Psychic Frog, that's pretty scary. Oh, it's Animate Dead on what? The Grief? Yeah, okay. So, 2 has a 2-2. A 2-2, sorry. And I have nothing, but I can play like Cast a Brazen Borrower into a Daze, which I'm not too excited about. Also not really excited about these lands here. So, not really loving my spot here, but I think I'm actually gonna play the the bad boy now. Yeah, I don't know. I had a change of heart. It's just as likely to have Daze as before, or I guess even more likely. But no Daze. Yeah, we need a big draw step here. I'm not even like Frog would be great. Brainstorm would be great. Like I guess just a cantrip. I'd take a Nulldrifter just to draw 2. What I don't want is more lands or like a Force of Will. Daze isn't textless here, but yeah, I don't know. It's like if he resolves a Frog here, he has so many cards in hand. It's that's a problem. Ooh. Oh, wow. Not ooh. I was like, oh, Brainstorm luck. But no. Okay. He puts Daze into the graveyard. Okay. Yep. Has to make the attack. That's the only thing that makes sense. Come on. Big draw step here. Big draw step. Ponder. Okay, yeah. I'm down for some pondering. Some pondering from Beyonderin. Okay. Yeah, this is sweet. I'm gonna take the dress down here. I'm gonna play my land, and then I'm going to I can dress down into a Daze if I need to. I'd rather not do that because I want to dress down on like my opponent's end of turn, and then draw the Daze, then untap, draw the Nulldrifter, and just like draw 2 and have a 4/4 bad boy. Yeah, I'd mostly would want to not be playing against a Grief right now, I guess. Well, mana's being paid. Okay, there's a Frog. Yeah, that Frog's good. Frog can become right now it can become a 4/5. I guess it can't though, because I'm about, well, 2 will have to do it in response. Because it's about to lose all of its abilities. Let's see, I think if he has a force, this is a good force target. But he may be thinking like he's gonna get my Dreadnought if he doesn't have like a Nulldrifter on the radar. It's either that's causing this pause, or it's just like, yeah, wanting to get activations. Okay. Discarding Frog, discarding three things here, making a 4/5. That's good. But I'm about to do something really filthy here. Okay. So, how about we, do we fetch to get, like, to thin? Because the sickest thing would be right now if our Nulldrifter draws us a Phyrexian Dreadnought. Yeah, let's evoke this. So we draw 2 on the cast. That happens. Wow, that 2's hand is empty. And we draw Dreadnought and a blue card for 4. Sick! Oh, yes. Wow. And no good attack here. He has a 4/5. But next turn. Wow, that was crazy. All right, he concedes. Yeah, that was something. All right, cool. Fatal Push is good. Dothy Voidwalker certainly good. I like Grafdigger's Cage also. Um, it's funny, like Brazen Borrower was just like above and beyond MVP in that game, but I'm not sure it's good enough otherwise, but it might be though. Yeah, no, it's probably just decent enough of a value thing to be doing in this matchup. So what's the cut here? I feel like I probably am not supposed to be cutting Force of Will because of Entomb Reanimate kind of thing. Though we are bringing in like Graveyard Answers here. Stifle is typically not a card I like versus a Tempo Mirror, but we're also like Stifle is part of our little thing that we try to do. Maybe like the Torpor Orb and one Nulldrifter can go. I like Nulldrifter was pretty sick there though. And maybe actually, I don't know. Like someone was saying, I saw on Twitter that they like to cut Bowmasters and Tempo Mirrors because like if it's a good player, they're up against the Tempo player is going to know how to play around it. And maybe that is actually, maybe that's actually the place to be. Really, is this what I'm about to do? Maybe I need to cut like a couple of dazes over like a Bowmasters and the Torpor Orb. Yeah, I think maybe I'll try it like this. I don't know. Kind of just futzing around here trying you know, just theory crafting, putting it into practice. I'm not a hugely experienced Tempo player here. Okay, yeah, this is a mulligan once again. One lander and it's a wasteland. Tubo keeps his 7. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan. Yep, keep. What's the take here, or the mulligan? It might be the Force of Will, actually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bottom Force of Will here. It could be one of the brainstorms in case like we're on the draw, so their Bowmasters is a thing. Cycle Troll in the main phase, I guess, to play around Stifle. Yeah. Story checks out. I wonder if I brainstorm right now to not play into Bowmasters. No, I think I'm just gonna land go. Maybe I'm supposed to play the fetch land there, but like if I have to brainstorm in response to something, I would love to still have my fetch land. Okay, there's a brainstorm. Okay. Okay, I wonder if he's looking for a reanimate. I guess I think I'll brainstorm now. I want the option, if I draw like a force or something, I want the option to put Dothy on the stack on my XM. Oh, gross. Yeah, okay. That's no good. End up with two things and two dreadnoughts in my hand, which means I can't wasteland here, which I think I would otherwise like to do, because I don't think we can afford to get stuck with the third. I guess we could actually, because we would still have brainstorm. But is wasting him here like something we want? He just surveilled Delta into the graveyard, leading me to think he probably has like another land at least. Okay, I think I'm gonna chug right into Daze here, and if he does Daze, then maybe my wasteland gets a bit better next turn. I don't know. Silver lining. Oh, he's just in. Interesting. I mean, he does have a reanimation target right now, so Dothy is in a sense a little bit too late here, but. And he has the push. Okay. And now Bowmasters could be a thing. I have double brainstorm. Okay. So I'm gonna waste him on his upkeep. He might play Stifle, probably doesn't, but who knows. I could have wastelanded on my turn and then he would tap the land, float mana. I could pass through the second main and then brainstorm, but then my brainstorm not as good. Or it's not as good. Enemy dead on the troll. Oh, I am gonna brainstorm in response to that. I do still have 2 dazes in my deck. Okay. I mean, what do I do here? If I put back, if I force this, then I'm brainstorm locked. But I can play Cage plus Wasteland next turn. But then I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it though. I am gonna do it. Maybe like if he has a second animation spell, he might think like this isn't worth fighting over. But I don't know. If he has force here, he probably forces back. He dazes. Oh no, does he have 2 dazes? Yeah, he must have. Otherwise, this play doesn't make sense. Ugh, yeah. And am I just dead? I think I would need to draw, like I would need to have a Brazen Borrower underneath the two Dreadnoughts here, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna play the Cage here. It's not gonna, probably won't matter in this game, and I think I've lost anyways. We know he has a second Underground Sea, but I still think wasting here makes sense. Wow, the double daze. Okay, so I'm on this is a 4-turn clock. It would have been a 3-turn clock if it had been reanimate and not animate dead. Grief. Okay. So the jig is up. He probably takes Cage here and then reanimates, and I look stupid. But I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel too bad. Oh, he takes the thing. Okay, interesting. All right, I guess I will play out my Cage now. No point in not doing it. I'll probably save my swamp, will I? Like if I draw Brainstorm, I'll need to hit a land drop anyways. If I'm to brainstorm into what's it called? Brazen Borrower. I'm trying to think if I have any other outs. The problem is like the super menace thing on the troll. Because I guess I have 2 draw steps, but and there's a ponder. I'll take that. Oof. Yeah, that's a shuffle. Yeah, no, it is. What happens if I take the Stifle? He doesn't have daze or force. I stifle in the Dreadnought. I can't block, so I take 5, go to 3. He takes 12, goes to 6, and then I'm dead. So yeah, that's not good. Let's shuffle. A Nulldrifter, huh? That's also not good. Has he wastelanded me at all in this match so far? Well, so I'm at 3, and there's a spell. Grief, yeah. Well, you'll see the harsh truth here. Takes my second Dreadnought and passes. Brazen Borrower. No. Okay. Off to game number 3. Yeah, have I seen a Wasteland yet? Was the thing I was pondering before. I think he plays Wastelands in this deck. Okay, let's bring back the 2 dazes. Let's cut. I don't know. I think maybe Torpor Orb, to be honest. So we've cut one of our enablers or one of our payoffs. So we can cut one of the enablers. And am I just going to threat light with down to 3 Nulldrifter, down to 1 Bowmasters? Yeah, I'll keep this. We really need this Ponder to hit to hit lands. I should have been more specific. I don't think I can, like, I insta lose to a wasteland here. The daze is nice and all, but I think I need to shuffle this. Okay, we hit a land. Phew. Basic Swamp. Alright, cool. Basic Swamp doesn't daze. It does Fatal Push, though. So, like, we have a choice to make here. If we don't play the Dothy, 2 can just go Entomb into Reanimate. If we do play the Dothy here, we kind of pay off his mana curve with the Fatal Push. I think I'm too worried about the Entomb play. But actually, you know what? What's more likely is he has a Troll, which he just activates in response. But then the Dothy is in play, and if he then reanimates the Troll, we can bounce it. So I don't hate that. Oh, that just resolved. I guess it is the Fatal Push then. Does he dare Fatal Push into daze here? Yeah, he does. Okay. Alright. Cool. Interesting if he doesn't have any more mana, like any other land. Okay. Do you have a frog, sir? You do, okay. But you know what? I have a Fatal Push as well, and I just drew Force of Will. I think I just push the frog right now. That's my sort of primary objective. I will fight over this, yeah. I'll force pitch Brazen Bee. Okay. Frog is dead. Okay, I'll ponder. What's the take here? I think I keep these cards. The Force of Will doesn't have a blue card. I think I take Force and then draw Ponder. And then I can, like, next turn I can cast Bowmasters. But if he has another frog, though, then I'd probably prefer to have my own frog. Okay, just pass. I guess I will just pass here. Entomb, huh? I think I'll let Entomb resolve, because if he has like Animate Dead or Reanimate, and I Force of Will here, he can just like reanimate his frog, which is also kind of scary. Oh, he just passes. Okay, I'm gonna play the Bowmasters. If he has a Bowmasters, it's obviously not great, but I really want to curve out next turn with my frog. Daze. Yeah, Daze gets paid off here. I'm not gonna force over that. Hopefully, yeah. I think we had a counter war just before where he could have dazed and he didn't. So I'd be surprised if he has 2 dazes. Yeah, frog is in. Frog it up. And he would have pushed if he had pushed there. Petty theft on the frog. Yeah, I think I let that happen. And just replay the frog now. Wasteland. That's nice. That lets me play around a daze if he did draw it, and I'm gonna wasteland now, because if I wait till his upkeep, he can cast the Brazen Borrower. All right. It takes 2 to tango. All right, we pass. If I hit a land here, I'm casting Nulldrifter rather than discarding it to Frog. I didn't. Is it worth hanging on to the Nulldrifter? I think I will attack. Like, attacking for 1 or 2 right now, I'm hoping is not going to matter that much, and I might draw a land, and then Nulldrifter draws 3 cards. And I draw... Oh, another Frog. Alright, I guess I'll play that. He drew another daze? Wow. Okay, I am in not forcing. So, I just can't hit a 3rd land for the life of me. I'm going to ponder, hopefully find it. I don't. I could take the push just to have, like, an answer ready. But I really don't like drawing just Nulldrifter into Nulldrifter. Okay. And still not pumping the frog quite yet. That will happen next turn. For now, I'm just taking my 1 extra card per turn, which is pretty sweet. So you cycle the troll. Okay, so that kind of digs him out of his mana screw. Him to Torok. To I guess I just daze here. How many dazes are gone? 2 of his dazes are gone. Yeah, no, I don't want to risk him having another daze, so I'm just gonna daze this the old-fashioned way. Okay, and I'm gonna fetch Undercity Sewers here. Get my surveil action going. Underground Sea can go into the graveyard. Where if he has Surgical Extraction, you can really get me. Oh, I just drew Dress Down. So Dress Down could mean that I get to keep Nulldrifter, but I think I just want to push the advantage right now. And this can't get dazed, so, you know, that's good. Not crazy about those. I like the Wasteland. Okay, so I'm gonna discard the 2 lands I drew to make this into a 3/4. There's a world where I also discard the Dress Down or the Ponder. Yeah, I discard the Ponder, I think. And we have a 4/5. And we draw daze. It's not terrible. Although if we like lose the frog right now, if he has Fatal Push and Force of Will blue card, then it suddenly doesn't look so good, but that's not the case. Draw 2nd daze. Just gonna Wasteland the sea here. He's gonna play the friend. I think I just let this happen. He can't block this unless I give it flying, which is funny. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. If he has a daze and I daze, he can pick up his Underground Sea and save it. So I'm just gonna let this. I feel enough ahead right now with my hand and my 4/3 Ophidian here, or 5/4 Ophidian. Yeah, not gonna give it flying. We draw a card. It's Stifle. That's good. Now, like a fetch land, we can like really crank up the screws. Yeah, I think I'm mostly worried about discard spells right now, because I do only have 1 hard counter. Survey land. I'm not going to stifle that. Put a frog into the graveyard. Okay. Too late for the frog. I think I attack here and then I discard the island. Like, it's not going to cut any turns off the clock here, but it might still be relevant. Like, it might end up being the difference between, like, if I draw Bowmasters and if he draws fetch land and if he Force of Will comes into the fray. And discard a card. Grow. I guess I could just put lethal here, right? What happens if I put it's a 5. I would need to discard 3 things. Yeah, I don't like that. I could discard the dress down maybe. I hit a Brazen Borrow, that's also pretty good. Means we can petty theft a creature if one was to resolve over there. Okay, 2 is going out on his own accord. Casting Reanimate on Archon of Cruelty like a boss. GG's, buddy. Alright, on the play for round number 3. And yeah, I'll keep this. Again, we need a Ponder to hit mana. But otherwise, this is a pretty tasty hand. Opponent mulligans to 6. Right now, like, whenever I see someone mulliganing, I instantly, like, my spidey sense is tingling with Necrodominance, but that's probably just, like, completely overreacting. Yeah, they mulled to 6. Okay, so Ponder, show us some lands, please. Not Wasteland. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna... Oh, that was wrong. I think I probably needed to have put Wasteland second from top. Like, in case they go land, I want a Wasteland. But we also found a Stifle, which means we could have a turn 2 Dreadnought if we were so inclined. Okay, Lotus Petal and an Ancient Tomb. Vexing Bauble, huh? Okay, I think I'm gonna Force of Will pitch Daze on the Bauble. This is probably an Eldrazi deck or something like that. Grim Monolith, okay. So it might be Jewel. I think I'm going to strike while the iron is hot here and put Dreadnought into play. If they have Force, it's a 2 for 2. And then we can still like Bowmasters and later. If it is Jewel, then it's of the One Ring deck, and Bowmasters is okay. It's not game over because they could just find a Phyrexian Metamorph and copy the Bowmaster and kill the Bowmaster, but yes, Inventor's Sphere, I guess it is an artifact deck at least. Paradox Engine, okay. And then they get to untap and they just pass, okay. So we have decisions to make here. I think we can bounce the Paradox Engine and then they can replay it next turn. Does that do enough? How's the life gain on this? At the beginning of your upkeep, 3 or more artifacts, you gain 1 life. So they do have 3 or more right now. We could stop that, I guess. Like, if I beat them down to from 16 to 4, and then Bowmasters also deals damage. The thing is, if they aren't planning on drawing any cards, the Bowmasters, they don't really do a lot. So I think maybe my best plan here is just to bounce the Paradox Engine and then hope that kind of forces them into a time walk. That means that they have to spend most of their mana doing that next turn. I think so. You take 12. I petty theft your Paradox Engine. And we hope you can't win from there. No life gained. Second Ancient Tomb is off. Like if they have one or draw one. things they could do here is, I guess, if they can somehow resolve Ensnaring Bridge, I'll be kind of sad. They can make 1, 2, 3. Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. We have some decent enough things to bring in here. We have a couple of null rods. They should be good. I really don't know if like more force effects is what we want versus the Vexing Bauble deck, but I kind of suspect that it is. I also like this deck absolutely is going to run the One Ring, so Bowmasters is good in that regard, but not in a lot of other regards, I don't think. So I brought 5 cards in here. What are the cuts? Something tells me Stifle isn't, well, I don't know. Does Stifle have enough targets aside from my own Dreadnoughts? So, I mean, Dreadnought was pretty sweet. I think we have to contend with them having access to Ensnaring Bridge. And we only have the 2 Brazen Borrowers to deal with that and our forces, so I think I'll cut the Torpor Orb and a couple of the Nulldrifters. And then maybe like a couple of Dazes. Like I think Daze pretty quickly runs out of steam versus all that mana ramp that the deck is capable of. Ooh, we have one of our sideboard bombs, but no lands at all. So I'm gonna mulligan. The opponent kept 7. Yes, we'll keep. And I think we will bottom the Dreadnought. Okay, like on the play here, I would feel amazing. They have the Bauble. So I think I let this happen because I don't want to lose the Frog. It's certainly, or currently, my only road to victory. Brazen Borrower is good. Oh, I was supposed to play this Undercity Sewers to get the Surveil. Yeah, that was a misplay. Okay, Monolith. Key. A lot of mana now. We have to hope for something not too insane here. Mystic Forge is pretty insane. But it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. We hopefully get to resolve Null Rod next turn. They exile. Oh, Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, sure. That's not another key. Okay. So the Null Rod here. Yeah, that's obviously the play. The Bauble is really annoying in that we can't, like we don't have the force kind of thing. Okay, so they exile the One Ring. And yeah, I think we just have to hope that playing Psychic Frog next turn, and then maybe like we have to figure out what to bounce. Oh, scary. Basalt Monolith that doesn't work. Okay, not so scary. What's this? One of the new cards. Whenever you cast color spell, create a token that has sacrifice, add a colorless. Whenever another colorless creature enters the battlefield, glaring deals 1 damage. Okay, so whenever they cast a 0 or like a colorless spell, they basically deal 1 damage to me. Yep, that's is what it is. They're at 7 though, so like Frog can currently become a 6/7, and then on my next attack it can be lethal, I guess. Yeah. Let's play this. Put Daze in the graveyard and play Frog. Oh, never mind. I guess I shouldn't have played the land then. Yeah, that was a punt. But now, like, if they pay any mana with their Ancient Tombs, oh lucky. Yeah, but if they pay any mana with their Ancient Tombs, I just have lethal next turn. With the Froggity Loggity. No attacks. I think... Oh, Force of Negation is actually not the worst because we can cast that now. I think I have to... I'm just going to make Frog a what? A 3 power? Well, let's attack, and I guess, yeah, let's discard the Force of Will. Let's discard Polluted Delta. And then I think I then exile these 3 cards, make it a flyer. There's a big pause there, okay. Let's attack, draw our card, and let's not play that land. Do we brainstorm here though? No, I don't think we brainstorm. We keep Force of Negation up, and then we just have lethal next turn. Like way lethal, I guess. Yeah, this Null Rod is like really cramping their style. And the Frog is just like an Ophidian on steroids. Alright, cool. That felt very manageable. 3-0. Yeah, let's go to round number 4. Right on the draw for round number 4 with an okay hand. I'll keep this. Excuse me. It's a blue matchup. Oh, Volcanic Island, good old DRC. All right. Well, this is not an easy matchup by any stretch, but I think I'm gonna play into the Wasteland here. I think like fetching a basic island to ponder, and then just having my next land drop be Underground Sea anyways. Okay, there's a pause here, which means I'm pretty sure he has days. Yeah, they just want to get paid off with their DRC. I'm not gonna. I mean, I don't know. This play makes more sense if they also have Wasteland. But I think I'm okay with this getting dazed. Less so if there's a Wasteland coming, but we'll see. We do have the second land, but yeah. Okay, no Wasteland. DRC is 1 card type away from Delirium, but I'm guessing there's not a Ponder coming because that would have put it into the Delirium. Okay. Psychic Frog. I think I'm just gonna jam the Psychic Frog here. Or am I? I don't know if he has second days, but I mean, this is a play that's banking on him not having second days. We'll see. If he has force, I'll gladly force back. I still have enough to make it a like 4 toughness creature. The only question is, what do I think I just pitch the days. Please don't have a second force. No, yeah, second force. Okay. Well, I mean, can't do anything about that. And now he's down to 1 card. He has a flipped, quote unquote, flipped 3/3. So like a Stifle, I think, flips the script here. And as a Grixis deck, we see 2 frogs in the graveyard. I really hope there's not a Bowmasters in hand here. Oh, I guess it's a Murktide. Yikes. Yeah, that's a problem. Murktide is a 6/6. Stifle right now. We can still brainstorm into Stifle. Oh no. We just lose here. It's terrible. So I take 7, go to 7. Then I can play the frog, and can it ever become big enough? I don't know. Let's put back Dreadnought. Is the game too late for? Is it too late for Dreadnought now? I'm gonna. Maybe I can't even afford to play the city here. So I draw a card. I play frog. I have 4 cards to discard. That makes frog a 5/6, which means it just dies. I think I have to keep the sewers here, and then I have to be. My plan is going to be to resolve frog next turn, and eat the DRC. Be at 1, and then have frog be big enough to eat the Murktide. But then I don't know. Somehow I'm supposed to fade this Grixis Delver player ever drawing a lightning bolt, which is not going to be easy. And I basically need second frog. Okay, frog is in. Brainstorm. Oh no. Yeah. Brainstorm's good. They put Ponder into the graveyard off the Surveil. They're just looking for the bolt. If they're able to like cast a second Murktide, that also just wins it here. I guess any creature really. Maybe that's not entirely true. We also have the Bowmasters, but we do need. Maybe I was supposed to play this Undercity Sewers because then I could Nulldrifter next turn, like evoke Nulldrifter. Okay. DRC has to attack here. I'm gonna discard, and then I'm gonna discard, I guess, probably Undercity Sewers. Then I'm gonna exile 3 cards here. Not sure it matters, but and then I'm gonna eat the DRC. I go to 1. They somehow they have to not be able to deal me a damage. Another DRC. Okay. Oh, it's so close. Actually, no, it's not. It's not. DRC is delirious. I guess like I have to draw a Brazen Borrower right now. Nulldrifter, yeah, we knew that one was there. Okay, we need to Brainstorm hit a like a land that's not a fetch land and Brazen Borrower, I think. And we do neither. Yikes. Okay. We have to concede. Alright, so we want the blue blasts here. We want the fatal pushes. We want Dothy Voidwalker. And that's it for cards to come in. Cards to bring out. I mean, this is like a Pyroblast deck. So like relying on Dress Down seems a little iffy. I think maybe like boarding out the Force of Wills and a Daze. I'm gonna try that. I'm not sure. Like maybe Force of Will is better in our deck than in their deck. But I do like being sort of laden with stuff they have to deal with. And maybe boarding out a Daze on the play. I don't know what I'm thinking. That's certainly incorrect, but I already submitted, so is what it is. Yeah, it's funny. This deck, like, it lacks a 1-drop, really. Like, which the obvious choice would be Delver of Secrets. Phyrexian Dreadnought doesn't count. Okay, let's see what we get here. Yes, I would like to be on the play. Oh no, I have to mulligan this. Yeah, let's keep this, and I think I'll bottom the Brazen Borrower. I think I will fetch basic island here. So like my plan is going to be to resolve um, the Dreadnought, and then hopefully be off to the races and protected with days. I think a resolved Dreadnought here is big game. I suppose they could. They're a Grixis. They could have Fatal Push, but well, let's see. I think I'm gonna shuffle these though. Okay. Let's pass here. Please make a play. Delver. Okay. At least my daze is alive here. Okay, they get to see what I draw. Ooh, 2 baubles. Guessing they use one on me and then one to see if they can flip their Delver. They'd have to wait the second one until they've drawn their card here. I would love to draw a Force of Will. Oh no, wait. I don't have one of those. Okay. Drawing the Fatal Push means I'm not going to play out Underground Sea here, but rather Wasteland. So hopefully they don't have like 2 counter spells here, because then it's just a massacre if they have like Force plus Daze. They have a Daze. I have a Daze. Do you also have a Force of Will? Okay, they bobble themselves for some reason. Okay, we have a 12th Wolf. Where is this going? So, top card, not a spell that flips Delver. Please, just not Fatal Push. Okay, that also didn't flip Delver. Play a Volcanic Island and pass, please. Second Delver, okay. Yeah, that's good. I think I play the sea. Alright, first things first. I'm going to Wasteland their Volcanic Island. And I'm going to swing here. Doesn't seem like much point in trading off to prevent 2 damage. Do I care about one of these? Is there any way they get out of this? I guess I'm gonna push now. Push one of them. If they have an Underground Sea in hand and they flip with Fatal Push, I'd rather not have Daze be live. Well, they know right now if the game is over or not, so it is cool. Okay. Somewhat feel like I got away with this. I sided out a Daze erroneously and then had a Daze in my opening hand that I was able to leverage, so that was good. Now we're on the draw though. Yeah, I do kind of not like being so removal light here, but I guess that's kind of just the nature of being in Dimir colors and the deck construction choices we made. Is this wise going in without any Force of Wills? I think maybe 2 Force of Wills and then board out like Stifle and Torpor Orb. Yeah, please write in the comments if you feel like I'm making baffling sideboard choices. I am, in spite of having played Legacy for a long time, I have mostly been spending that time casting Dark Rituals. I'm not that sort of battle hardened with tempo decks. And even this tempo deck is kind of like this, kind of like a combo deck, right? With Phyrexian Dreadnought is kind of like a combo creature. Okay, well, I mean, I'm going to keep this hand. Opponent kept 7 as well. They're going to have a 1-drop. That's kind of what this deck does. And it's Delver, so it's not DRC. I'm not sure which one is worse for us. What's good here? A cantrip maybe? Okay, that's a cantrip. I'm gonna pass here and I don't know, like, okay, they didn't flip Delver. They attack here. I don't want to. I guess maybe yeah, no. I think I'm going to brainstorm in their end of turn. I would actually not hate to, like, draw out a daze here on this brainstorm. And they have Wasteland. That kind of blows. Kind of blows with what I've got going on here in terms of lands. I kind of need to draw a Polluted Delta or the Verdant Catacombs in order to be able to fetch my my basic swamp. And now I am dazing here. Okay, that's actually not terrible. Let's put back the 2 Wastelands here. They're down to 4 cards. And I have Force of Will. Okay. I'm going to play my Wasteland here. Because it basically means they can't really Wasteland it, if you know what I mean. Like, if they were to Wasteland me right now, I can't really do my dress down plan. But if they Wasteland me right now, they lose their Wasteland. I'm just going to Wasteland their Volcanic. Okay, wow. They just bolt me right now to try and ensure that their Delver flips. And they put Psychic Frog into the graveyard. Okay. Well, they do almost have Delirium. Oh, hang on. Never mind. They bolted after. Ah, okay. They didn't want to draw the Psychic Frog. Sorry, I kind of got lost in the phases here. Okay, so I'm gonna dress down here at the end of their turn. And then if they fight over that, there's a world where I just don't care, and then I like stifle in the Dreadnought next turn. Oops. But let's see. Okay, dress down is in. I draw my second Wasteland. And we have Bowmasters as well. Oh no, this is sick. I guess it's not though, right? Because of dress down. It can be sick later on. Okay, so I'm gonna play the Dreadnought here. I'm gonna pay mana with the Wasteland because I want to play the Bowmasters as well. And they've just F6, it seems. And then I am gonna do it right now. And I think I will kill the Delver here because I feel like they could have done something with that. Never mind. Maybe that was incorrect. I was just, yeah, I had it in my head that they could, with the Bowmaster trigger targeting the DRC, they could do stuff to gain Delirium, but I guess they were tapped out of colored mana, so probably not. This is looking pretty tasty for us. Let's see. There's a Ponder. I mean, if they can't off the trigger here, make it Delirious, I guess I'm not sure how that works. So, okay, thank you, Magic Online. So Ponder went into the graveyard before they drew a card, or maybe as they drew a card. I don't know. Okay, so now they have to attack. We have 16 power coming, 15 power. Oh, but they just concede. Excellent. Wow, 4-0. How about that? Let's see if we can do well in the trophy match coming up. All right, on the play for the final round. I mean, I'm going to keep this hand. It promises a lot, but we'll need also for the hand to cooperate. So I need Ponder to show me a land, and ideally like a Force of Will. That would be the greatest. Okay, opponent kept 7 as well. Let's go pondering. Oof. I don't know, like we're we're just in the dirt if they have a wasteland, but if they don't, then we're sort of off to the races. Yeah, I'm gonna draw the stifle. If they have like bauble or something, like a Mishra's bauble, I'd rather have them see wasteland than stifle. But yeah, we're up the creek if they have a wasteland. Okay, no wasteland. Basic forest. Interesting. So I think the play right now is to keep up stifle as like if things go crazy, and then otherwise to just end of turn and of opponent's turn like dress down into double dreadnought and hope they can't answer it. Once upon a time. Okay. Planar Nexus. Okay, so this is like that Tron post kind of thing. Disruptor Flute. Okay. This probably names Wasteland, but that's fine. I'd be very surprised if this names like something that's in my hand. Yeah, okay. That's good though. That means we can't get Wasteland at A. Vexing Bauble, sure. So what I'm worried about now is like them like getting completely set up with like glacial chasm or something to prolong the game to where they can like start pooping out Eldrazi's or something. But let's see here. We have a lot going for us here, but Force of Will is no longer a thing. There's the Nulldrifter we knew about. Bowmasters. Not amazing. Okay, you have one turn. But my shields are down, so here we go. They should know right now if the game is over or if not. Glimmer Post. Okay, that's not Glacial Chasm. If they have like a tutor effect, which they could very well have. Okay, so they get to kill one of my things. I would like to get, I guess, Undercity Sewers. Does it come into play tapped? No. I'm gonna get the Underground Sea here. That way I can like cast Brainstorm or Stifle. Okay, that was pretty good. Oh, I would have loved to land there. Because I kind of want to keep open Stifle here. I think I'm gonna Brainstorm. Just more of all of that. Force of Will doesn't work unless they Hail Mary cycle the Bauble, so let's put back Nulldrifter and I guess other Frog. And let's attack. Yeah, we can stifle that Eldrazi search trigger, so that's pretty good. If that's what they have. If they just have crop rotation, we can't really do anything about that. We can also stifle if they have a second Boseiju. Oh, gross. They had it. Yep. Can't do anything about that. Let's hope they can't stabilize here. Where is this tower? Okay, so that's a lot of mana. The One Ring. When the One Ring enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection. Yeah, how about we stifle that? No protection for you. No soup for you. They can draw a card here. They made their land drop. Right? I think they did. This is turn 4. Maybe they didn't. Okay, cool. Okay, this is a Null Rod matchup and a Force of Negation matchup. Well, the question is, if is it another type of matchup as well? Do they care about their graveyard? Probably not. Orcish Bowmasters seems like the card to take out first here. They had Elvish Spirit Guide as well, so maybe like we can cut a couple of dazes. Yeah, I kind of like this setup. I think Stifle has targets. So let's try this. Oof. This is a mulligan, unfortunately. Opponent kept 7. Yeah, I'll keep this. What do we cut here? I'm not sure how much lights out Null Rod is. Like, they shown us Ring and Bauble. Not really sure if they were just role players and if the big game is to make Eldrazi. They have the Tron lands, all that jank. Not jank, sorry, all that stuff. I think maybe it's Dress Down, although that's my enabler. And like, maybe it's actually Force of Negation, though. I mean, that's kind of brought it in to have it on turn 0, I guess. No, I'm actually gonna bottom that. Hopefully, like, Null Rod can answer what would otherwise. And I think if I keep it and they Vexing Bauble me on turn 1, I'm almost like prized into forcing it, and hopefully that's just not that important. Now, do they have Wasteland? That's a question. I don't think I saw one, right? But I do also just not want to lose to Wasteland right now. Like, I think I would lose if I fetched Underground Sea here and it got wasted, at least potentially. This has more lands, which is nice. Yeah, don't think I need the second Dress Down, but I will take this. Unfortunately, the fetch land doesn't fetch basic swamp, but yeah, we can't have everything. Okay, so now they have a lot of mana. Ring, okay, you get 1 activation, and then I have Null Rod. Hopefully that's just gonna be good enough, and then like next turn, like the following turn, I can cast Frog and Wasteland their Planar Nexus. But I think this takes precedent. Okay, let's hope they didn't think about bringing in like an answer to Null Rod. How crazy can you get here? Is this the kicker, Eldrazi? Yeah, that's like really good. That means I'm gonna lose a land here. If it was kicked. Wasn't it kicked? I guess kick is 6 mana. Did they not have that? They did not. Okay. Disruptor Flute. Oh no, this is going to name Wasteland. And that's going to mean they're going to have mana forever. Stupid Flute. No, Dreadnought. Okay, cool. Never mind. Okay. Force of Negation can be cast later. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to make a frog. Ribbit. And pass turn. Now these only make 1 mana because no more Nexus. But I mean, if they can just crop rotation or like cast another one of these, they're fine. So Vesuva, I guess that makes another tower. Tower of Power. There's a band name for you. Okay. Moving into combat. Is there an attack coming? There was not. Okay. So I think I want to be able to cast hardcast Force of Negation now. We can't, like, Dress Down doesn't stop another one of these because it's on cast. We could play out Second Frog, but that means not having Force of Negation up. And yeah, let's just let's make this into a flyer. And let's discard Dress Down, discard Daze, and discard Second Frog. And we swing. We fly in. Ribbit. Now we can counter a crop rotation. And another land that can become another power on the frog. Meanwhile, ring basically red, pay 4 mana, draw a card, and get an emblem that deals you 1 damage every turn. Oh, it's big mana coming. Another ring. Do I care? This just buys them a turn. This just buys them a turn. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to save my Force of Negation here. It means they lose their emblem, which I was just talking about. Yeah, now you attack. That's, yeah, have to do that. So I would love a Stifle here to be able to counter another one of these sowing Myco spawns. I'll take another frog. I think so, right? I mean, I didn't do it before because I wanted to keep open Force of Negation. Do I put my guard down for 1 turn here? I think actually I don't. I just let this ride. This reads when it deals damage, right? So I'm just not when it attacks. Yeah. And let's just hope they don't have another sowing Myco spawn. Myco spawn, is that it? Myco spawn, yeah. Cloud post, okay. No other posts right now. Wow, that the planar nexus just really ties the room together, huh? Okay, and do I brainstorm here? Again, I guess not. I'm gonna exile 3 cards. This is so insane, like just the whole, you keep discarding to keep being able to give it flying. And so I'm gonna discard 3 cards. It'll deal 7, it's a 2-turn clock. Discard, discard, discard. We deal them 7, we draw a card. It's a Dress Down, which again is not really that great. So they have one draw step here. And I think it has to be sowing Myco spawn or the actual land they need, like a Glacial Chasm, if they play that. Or I guess, oh, now they have planar nexus. Now they can like probably hardcast a fucking Teferi, the Teferi, Emrakul. Uh-oh. Yeah, that was good. So now this makes 2, this should make 3, right? Yeah, 3, 6, 9. This makes 2. It's 11. Karn, huh? Is there any point in like letting Karn resolve and then countering the thing Karn gets? I don't think so. Yeah. If they then have a crop rotation they've been sandbagging, so be it. They have 1 card in hand. Holy cannoli, we got there. Oh wow, this is so exciting. Trophy with this sweet Phyrexian Dreadnought list. Wow, yeah, love it. Okay, yeah, super excited. I think I really feel like this deck got to flex its muscles and win like through the whole spectrum of the deck. Really got to showcase the power of Psychic Frog. Really got to showcase the combo of Dreadnought plus Dress Down or Stifle. Got to play the tempo game, you know, just wastelands and dazes and all that stuff. You will notice this ties back to when I did the deck tech. What we did not face any Swords to Plowshares decks, and I think that probably was pretty important. But yeah, I don't know. This is I'm all giddy now. I like getting a trophy is always super sweet, but when it's with a deck you're not that familiar with playing, and when it's like has one of your pet cards, then that's all the sweeter. Don't think I ever got to put Torpor Orb into play, which is a shame. I kind of wanted to that card to show up, but it is what it is. Yeah, what a wild ride. We got to like stifle and bounce an Archon of Cruelty, and we got to make a giant frog. Yeah, I think Nulldrifter even like was pretty good at one point. So yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, I don't know where this deck is supposed to end up. I'm not sure if you're supposed to like branch into white and have the Doorkeeper Thrall. I don't think you need it, but white gives you like better removal. But I think like we've seen with Scam, when you're able to offer that much of a threat with the frog and with in this case the dreadnoughts and the Nulldrifters, like resolving them when dress down is down, then you don't need actually that much removal. Like Bowmaster's access removal, we have the two Brazen Borrowers, and then like a result Nulldrifter starts like annihilating one every combat step. That's it's not crazy. Having said that, I think like this is this is the highest floor, low ceiling kind of card that's in the deck, and I don't think that this kind of deck usually wants those kinds of effects. But we've seen with Scam as well that you can play like you can have uh, Atraxa and Archons and whatever, and Entombs in your deck, and in your tempo deck, your Force Days Wasteland deck can still kind of be like extremely good. I'm not saying this is as good as that, but it's just I don't know. This is the card that I think most of the time, or has the highest propensity to get stranded in your hand, and you're kind of upset that it's in your deck at times. But we've also just seen like we this single-handedly took down a couple of games for sure. Where like not having access to this just crazy powerhouse card like monster early in the game would probably have meant we wouldn't have won. All right, all right, all right. I think that's enough said. I like the deck. I like the sideboard. Might tweak a thing or two here, but I definitely am gonna keep exploring that. I'm also gonna be playing more Doomsday, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You know, I really appreciate it. You do the YouTube stuff if you feel like it, like and subscribe and all that stuff. That matters a lot. And yeah, I'll be back with some more Legacy. Stay safe.